Today on View to a Grill, I have one dry brine steak and one steak right out of the package. I'm going to season them and try my best to grill them both the same way. And at the end of the video, my son and I are going to do a taste test to tell you which one tastes the best. Will it be the dry brined one or the one straight out of the package? I'm Johnny. The first thing we need to do is dry brine one of our steaks. For this experiment, I'm going to be using 2 New York strips. Both are prime grade. To dry brine, all we need to do is sprinkle a little bit of salt on both sides. Not much, and when we're done, we'll put those in the refrigerator to dry brine overnight. About 6 hours in, I did flip the steak from one side to the other. Now it's the next day, so let's prepare our steak for grilling. First, I want to show you the dry brine steak. You can see this deep dark red color that it formed overnight. Here is our New York strip straight out of the package. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you know that I like to trim the fat cap off of my steaks. Some of you may like that, so for your steaks, you would leave your fat cap on. And when I put those side by side, the one labeled 1 is dry brine and the one labeled 2 is directly out of the package. Today, to monitor our cook, we're going to be using the Tyfor Sync Gold. Now, the thermometer labeled number 1, I'll be using for the dry brine steak. The thermometer labeled 2, I'll be using for the steak straight out of the package. And just to confirm, we'll show you both 1 and 2 side by side. And now we're just going to let these steaks sit out on the counter. While the steaks are resting on the counter, let's go ahead and set up our grill. I admit, I like to clean my grill before every use. The reason why I like doing that is because it's sanitizing the grill, and rough grill grates promote sticking. So if we get all of that rough material off, our grill grates will be smooth, and that's going to help our meat release easier. And when you take a look at this towel, nothing on the towel makes our food taste better. For our cook today, we're going to be using the Slow and Sear Deluxe charcoal basket. Now that the Weber kettle is set up, let's go ahead and set up our cook. Today we're using the Tyfor Gold, and you can see that the internal temperature to our steaks are between 47 degrees and 50 degrees. We can now follow the on-screen instructions. We're going to choose beef, New York strip, and then our desired doneness, which will be medium rare. Now they give you an example on how to plug in the probe, which we have already done. We'll touch start, and I like the professional view because we can just touch the screen and slide back and forth from probe 1 to probe 2. I like to spray the steaks with a little bit of olive oil. This is going to allow for our seasoning to stick, and it's also going to aid in browning the steak. Let's go ahead and season our steak with my own AP rub. And those ingredients are right on the screen for you to copy if you like. I am not a heavy seasoner of my steaks, and I like to season it enough so you can still see the steak through the seasoning. Now our fire is ready, and we can get that right into the Weber kettle. I'll spread the coals around for even heat distribution and close the lid to let our grill preheat for 5 minutes. Our grill has preheated for 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and grill our steaks. I'll start the steaks on the indirect side of the grill and then set a timer for 5 minutes. One of the reasons why I like the Tyfor Sync Gold is its user interface. If you like to look at data, you can see all the temperature reading from each one of the sensors. Now our 5-minute timer is up. We're going to go ahead, open the Weber kettle, and rotate our steaks, putting the one in the back to the front and the one in the front to the back. We'll get the lid closed and set another timer for 5 minutes. Now it really doesn't take long for the internal temperature for your steak to go up. Check out this. In 5 minutes, our steak went from 74 degrees of internal temperature to 91 degrees. That's a 17-degree difference. Okay, so our 5-minute timer has gone off. We'll open the lid and then spray a little bit of olive oil on the grates, and this will help prevent our steaks from sticking. Wipe that off and get your steaks down over direct heat. I'm going to leave them on the open fire for 1.5 minutes. Once 1.5 minutes is over, we'll take a peek under the steaks to make sure they're browning. And then I like to swap steak positions and give them a turn. And that's because I want each steak to get the same amount of heat. And switching them around like this helps me do that. I'll give these another 1.5 minutes with the lid closed. 1.5 minutes has passed. Let's open our lid and check on these steaks. This one has developed a very nice dark crust. So I'll just move that out of the way to the indirect side and check on the next one. This one also has a very nice crust and is a little bit lighter. We'll swap positions with both steaks and do the same routine as we did for the other side. Now Typher has taken over the cooking process. It is estimated 5 more minutes to the end of the cook. One thing I have noticed is usually when I get the 5-minute alert, it's more like 1 or 2 minutes. Finally, we'll get the Typher alert that says our cook is done, and then we can remove our steaks. And take a look at this. Look at our steaks. This one is a little darker, but I like that. And the other is a little lighter, probably aesthetically more pleasing. Now, just as a reminder, number 2 is straight out of the package, and number 1 is the one we dry brined. Now here we are. It is time for our taste test. My son is on his way out, and just have a listen to this live commentary.
Those look really good.
What do you think about the look? Which one would you go for? This one's a little darker than this one. Which one do you think looks better aesthetically? Let me see. This is 2 and this one is 1.
I think 1. 1 looks a lot better.
You like 1 better?
Yeah, I think
I actually like
better.
2 better. I like the crust.
Really?
Alright, so, well, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's cut that. Hopefully
you don't cut into there.
I want to leave the number in. I think I'm going to miss it. We'll find out.
There you go.
Oh, I missed it.
Good job.
Yay! 1 for you. Alright. So this one is 1. This one is 2. So let's both take a 2. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's shake.
Alright. So that was 2.
That's great.
Let's try 1. Cheers.
Cheers.
Really good too. Alright. So 1 was dry brined, where I dry brined it overnight by sprinkling some salt over it first. And then the other one is straight out of the package, and I just seasoned it and grilled it. I grilled them both, or at least I tried to grill them both exactly the same. You got to choose one. Which one is better?
2.
2? You like 2? 100%?
100% more, yeah.
Okay.
They're both really good, but...
They're both really good, I agree. 2 is better.
2 is better.
They're both really good, though. I would not complain about either one of these steaks.
I mean, it's a steak, like...
Yeah, delicious. Alright, cool. Thank you. Now, let me know which steak looked better to you in the comments below. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, why not? Go ahead, subscribe to View to a Grill. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, y'all.